Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about the 10-year rule. Now veterans, listen up. This rule has affected so many veterans and some of them never really heard of it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information today on the 10-year rule. Is my rating protected? That's what this is talking about. The 10-year rule. Is my rating protected? Now, this channel is Veteran Lifting Veterans. Again, Veteran Lifting Veterans. So what I want you to do right now is go ahead and hit like and subscribe and hit that little bell down there, because every time I come out with some additional information, a new video, you will get notified, hey, Veteran Lifting Veteran just posted some important information and I need to know about it. So once again, this is Veteran Lifting Veterans, and today I'm talking about the 10-year rule. Is my rating protected? Now, so what is it? What is the 10-year rule? Well, I'm glad you asked. What is the 10-year rule? Now, the 10-year rule states that the United States Department of Veteran Affairs cannot eliminate a disability rating that has been in place for 10 years unless there is substantial evidence of fraud. I'll repeat that again. The 10-year rule states that the United States Department of Veteran Affairs cannot eliminate a disability rating that has been in place for 10 years unless there is evidence of fraud. Now, how is it calculated? Now, the 10 years is calculated from the original rating. So let's say, for example, you got a rating in 2010, okay? So your rating in 2010 was 10%. So in 2015, you were reevaluated and that 10% increased to 30%. So now, later on, you came up on the 10-year rule. So if the 10-year rule affects you and that rating, it's going to go all the way back to 2010 on your original rating date. So 10 years starts from the day of your first rating for that condition. Okay, now, can it be reduced after 10 years? Yes, it can be reduced after 10 years if, once again, there is fraud or if there is medical evidence showing substantial improvement in that condition. Now, how does it help me or you as a veteran? All right, now this rule exists to protect us from unfair termination of disability benefits. Now, back in the past, there were times when veterans would wake up and say, okay, boom, their rating has been reduced from 50% to 10%. And they don't know why. No letter, nothing to indicate why, what happened, or anything. That has happened several times with several veterans in the past. Well, that's the reason for this rule. Now, service connected is protected if you had it for 10 years. Now, there's a difference in service connected and the rating itself. Now, the service connected simply shows that your condition, or your injury, or illness actually occurred or was agitated while you were on active duty. That's where the service connection comes from. I'm going to say that again so you understand the difference. Service connection means that your injury or illness actually occurred while you were on active duty or agitated while you were on active duty. So, for example, let's just say you had an injury prior to going on active duty. Your injury healed, right? So the injury actually occurred before active duty. But while on active duty, you re-injured that. So you agitated it. So that is still considered to be service connected. So once again, as long as it happened while you were on active duty, or a prior injury that happened prior to active duty was injured or agitated while on active duty, and then at that time they consider that to be service connected. Okay, so now after 10 years, only evidence of fraud can potentially allow for severance of disability benefits. So if there's evidence of fraud, yes, you can have your benefits taken away from you. So if there's, after 10 years, if there's evidence of fraud, it can be taken away from you. Now, the 10-year rule essentially allows us, though, it allows us to receive some type of compensation for the remainder of our life. Like I said, unless there's fraud. And once they discover that there's fraud, they're going to actually take it away from us anyway. Now, can the VA reduce a rating after 10 years? Once again, like I said, not the service connected, but they can reduce the rating. Okay, so after 10 years, right, say you have a 60% for whatever illness or injury it is, and you've been going back and forth to the doctor, and there is actual substantial improvement in that illness or injury, then yes, after 10 years, it can be reduced. But you're going to always have that service connected. And anytime there's just plain service connected, for those of you who don't know, you still will get a 0% rating. That 0% rating is a rating. It just shows that you are service connected and you have a rating for that. And whenever you're at 0, ladies and gentlemen, you can always go up. So if that injury or illness gets worse, you can take that 0 up to a higher rating if you have the medical evidence to support that injury or illness. Now, understand this, ladies and gentlemen, reduction cannot be done simply on one examination. So for those of you who are at fear of losing your the amount of compensation that you're receiving because you have a doctor's appointment and you're concerned that they're going to reduce your benefits as a result of that one doctor's appointment, no ma'am, no sir, it cannot happen. They have to have a thorough examination of the veteran, and that reduction is not just based on that one appointment. That reduction will be based on several thorough medical appointments, along with the reevaluation of your entire medical records. So understand that just going to one doctor's appointment cannot make you lose your benefits or your compensation or your service connect. They have to have thorough examinations. Okay, now they also have to propose a reduction. So let's just say you go to the doctor and you're worried about it because you are getting better and you're worried about it like most of us do. The VA will propose a reduction. Now, once they propose that reduction, you will be notified. You'll be notified by letter. And once that reduction is proposed, now you will have 30 days in which you will actually be able to submit evidence in reference to that proposed reduction. So you'll have you'll have 30 days to request a hearing, and then you will have 60 days to supply any other evidence to support your injury or illness. So again, you'll have 30 days for a hearing and 60 days to gather additional evidence that you need. Now, also, whenever you are, if, by no means you have to accept it, because if it is, and you are considered to get the reduction, you can appeal that. So you have a process that you'll go through for the appeal. But The criteria for the thorough examination and reduction, all that is actually found under 38 Charlie Foxtrot Romeo. That's 38 CFR at 3.105 Echo. And that's within your VA handbook that guides all the medical information reduction, hearing, appeals, all that process is identified in that. So once again, that is your 10-day rule. Now, let me tell you about when you are protected. So if as a 100% permanent and total, if the VA deems you 100% permanent and total, it simply means that they have no evidence or no foresight that your condition is going to improve. So that 100% permanent and total, you are protected from any reduction as far as the VA is concerned. And then also on certain circumstances, and remember, certain circumstances, if you are 55 years of age or older, you are protected from re-examinations. And that's on a case-by-case basis. So understand that now. Everybody that's 55 years of old or older, you're not necessarily protected from re-examination. It's only on a case-by-case basis. So certain cases are more severe than others, and you are protected. And again, you can find all that in your VA handbook. So once again, that's your 10-year rule. Are you protected under the 10-year rule? So if there's any additional information that you need, like I said, once you put it in there, Google the 10-year rule, the VA 10-year rule, am I protected? And once you put that in there, it'll give you all the information you need, and it'll give you some different resources that you can look at, and it may determine you from another veteran, your specific ailments from another veteran. So once again, that's the 10-year rule. Am I protected? Once again, it's plain and simple. If they determine that fraud has been committed, then you are totally not protected. But if so, you are protected unless there's substantial improvement, and that's continuous improvement in your conditions. So again, hit that like and subscribe button. While you're at it, just tap that little bell down there. And as I get information, I will continue to bring it to you. From one veteran to another, let's continue to lift each other up. Veteran lifting veterans. Take care, and you guys have a great day.